What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Sports TV, and I am back with another video. Before I get into the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the post notification bell button to be notified. Also, follow me on Instagram at Colossal_Sports TV. Now, let's get into the video. All-time great Roy Jones Jr., who was at ringside at last night's light heavyweight title fight between Sergey Kovalev and Elidier Alvarez, says that Kovalev is pretty much done. At the age of 35, he was knocked out last night in the 7th round, dropped 3 times, and where he lost his WBO heavyweight title. And if anybody knows better than when you get to that point of age where you just don't have it, Roy Jones would be that guy. Although he fought well into his 40s, still currently fighting, I believe. He knows a shot fighter when he sees one because he was one himself, and that pains me to say because he's my all-time favorite fighter. But we got to keep it real. If anybody knows a shot fighter, Roy Jones is one of those guys that's going to be able to point out a finished shot past his prime over the hill fighter. And that is what he's saying about Sergey Kovalev. And I tend to agree because you got to look at it. Who will Kovalev realistically beat that matters in the light heavyweight division? Yes, he has a rematch clause for an immediate rematch with Elidier Alvarez, but does he really want to go through that again? Knowing him, he may want to. Because he was up on all 3 scorecards at the time of the stoppage. I disagree, but that was a fight that he was coming on, and you could say it was even going into that 7th round. But he was stopped in brutal fashion. Took probably you could argue unnecessary punishment after the referee allowed him to get up the second time where he was clearly done. Took 3 more clear shots and was down for the count. But who he's gonna fight and beat? He's not. I doubt he beats Elidier Alvarez in a rematch. I don't think he beats Dimitri Bivol at all. Gavazik, who's fighting Adonis Stevenson, I don't think he beats him. Badu Jack, I don't think he beats him. Hell, does he beat Adonis Stevenson? Maybe. Both of those guys are old. You see how Adonis Stevenson looked in his last fight against Badu Jack, escaping with a draw. But I think that his time, at least at the light heavyweight division, is over. Now, he could consider going up to cruiserweight, a la Tony Bellew, and a few other, past, light heavyweight champions. But I don't know how his success would be any different at this point of his career at a higher weight against guys who are naturally bigger and naturally stronger, who can get you out of there with one punch. You still have Junior Dorticos, Bradis. You still got Usyk at the moment, but I expect him, after he takes care of Bellew, to move up to heavyweight. You got Murad Gassiev. You got what's the motherfucker, Dennis Lebedev. You got all these guys that are going to be problems for him at cruiserweight. So he's stuck in between a rock and a hard place. He can't blame John David Jackson for this because leading up to this fight, he was shitting on John David Jackson, saying that he really wasn't a coach. He was a passenger in the car on the ride. Pretty much said he was in training camp, didn't do much. It was him that was doing all the work. And now who's he gonna blame for his performance? Nobody but himself. Kathy Duva, his promoter, said last night that he seemed to tire out after 6 rounds and blase. Look, I don't even think that he was tired per se, but I just think that he's at a point in his career where outside of the ring is well documented that he doesn't take the best care of himself when it comes to being well conditioned, having good habits. He smokes, he drinks, so that's definitely not a habit you want to have while being a professional athlete at the highest level in your profession. And maybe that's been detrimental as of late in his shortcomings, or maybe he's just we're really seeing him for what he is. a basic 1-2 power puncher who is a talented fighter, but he's not as good as we thought he was. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want to say about the Andre Ward fights, controversial decision and the stoppage in the second one. That fight showed a lot. That fight showed a lot of flaws in Kovalev's game, and you can go even before that when he fought Isaac Chilemba, where he looked bad in that fight. He looked lackluster, subpar, in front of his home crowd, and those were some warning signs that he's beatable. And Andre Ward capitalized on that, whether you agree with the decision or whatnot. And then Alidio Alvarez put the finishing touches on him. I feel that's just me though. Um, but like I said, it's gonna be up to him. Take some time off, see how the body feels, see how the mind is, discuss it with his family, his team, and sleep on it, and see if you want to continue to try to get a rematch with Alvarez and try to reclaim his WBO title, or you gonna call it a day or move up to cruiserweight. The choice is his, but I do think he's done. I agree with Roy Jones. I don't see him beating anybody of relevancy at 175 or at the cruiserweight division. Some fights maybe that's winnable. Maybe if he can get Tony Bellew to hang around for one more fight, because he's talking about retiring after he fight Usyk, and maybe. But at this point, is he even worth it? What money does he bring to the table? It's also well documented that he got paid peanuts. His fights with Andre Ward, and people look at Kathy Duve as a woman that's kind of taking advantage of Sergey Kovalev when it comes to short changing him on his money. So he's in a peculiar situation, and we just have to wait and see, man. But at 35 years old, suffering his third loss in brutal fashion, he's gonna have to take a deep, 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 deep break and really think long and hard about what he want to do. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. Give me your thoughts on this video. Do you think Kovalev is done? Do you think he should move up? Do you think he may need to switch trainers and get to somebody that can really work with him? Or do you think he should hang him up, man? Let me know down below. Share these videos all over social media. Shout out to everybody in the movement that is moving with us. Be sure to check out 3kingsboxing.com daily for your latest and greatest updated boxing news. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.